Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So, before I introduce today's topic, a very quick look at what is coming up for the rest of this month and in the coming month of March. So, this weekend on 25th and 26th, we are offering a 2-day meditation course, The Invisible Word of Truth. The timings are from 11 to 12:30 p.m. If you have registered, that's awesome, well and good. If you haven't, and if you have any interest, a registration link is uploaded on our website. Please go ahead and register. We are going to offer this meditation course continuously for the next few months. Dates are already posted on our website. If you cannot attend this month's, and if you are interested, maybe you can make a note and block the date for the upcoming 2-day meditation course. Besides this, we are offering a 7-day meditation course in the month of March. The dates are it's going to start on March 13th and it will continue until March 19th. Timings are in the evening from 6 to 8 p.m. Again, information is available on our website. Registration link is up and you can go ahead and register if you have any interest. We also offer Power Boost meditation in the afternoon from Monday to Friday for 15 to 20 minutes. If you are meditating with us or you have an interest in learning how to get better at it, we encourage you to join our live meditation every day. In case you cannot join live, we keep the recordings of our Power Boost meditation as well as all these Thursday talks on Manhattan Meditation Center's YouTube channel. So I will post the link in the chat for the YouTube channel in a little while, and you can copy that link and access the recordings if you have any interest in listening to any of the talks. We also have started the podcast service, and our podcast service offers short meditations and discussions on some topics of interest. You can access it on Spotify, on Amazon Music, on Apple Podcast, and you just have it available on your fingertips. You can also listen to our podcast services on our website. We have the link on our website available also. So that's all as far as the goodies from Manhattan Meditation Center is concerned. And I think I didn't mention this, but we bring this program in conjunction with the Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center of Brahma Kumaris. So Manhattan Meditation Center and Peace Village together offer this Thursday talk as a community service. So very warm welcome on behalf of both the centers. Today's topic: loving and detached. This is the last Thursday of month of February, right? When February comes, or before even February comes, right, there is always talk about Valentine's. Stores are offering cards, special cards, chocolates, gifts, and whatnot, and people start planning their evenings on the Valentine's Day and all. And there is a lot of talk about love, right? So we thought we can finish this month, the last Thursday, the talk which is also related with love. But we are bringing a little different angle with this. Love is very, very important. We have talked about it. We mentioned about it that, we want love. We want to be loved. We want to love everyone. There are love songs and movies and whatnot and everything. But do we understand that love, we can be loving and detached? I didn't really understand or heard this concept until I came to Brahma Kumaris, right? Um, when we love someone, whether it's a parent or child, whether it is a couple, whether it's husband and wife, whether you're friends, but there is an attachment to that person, right? And Sister Rona has shared a story many times. If I'm just going to say it very briefly, that one of her friend, her boyfriend got a job in WHO, and he has to move from Netherlands to USA to get that job. And she missed him so much that she got sick. She was hospitalized. She was that sick. That fellow has to resign from the job and went back to be with her. And then everyone was just oohing and eyeing and said, oh, they're so much in love. She can't live without him. So now the question comes, love is good, and that's great. She loves him so much. But the kind of love which holds you back, is that what we want? The knowledge, what we study in Brahma Kumaris, right? The spiritual teachings, we are taught that that kind of love is a bondage. I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but if you think about it, and we all love someone, right? I mean, I'm a mother of 3 children. I love my children and all. So, but need to reflect. Spirituality teaches us the best, the actually true kind of love is that you are loving and detached. Seems like an impossible task, but it is possible. And I'm going to invite today's speaker, Sandhya Kantan. She has come after a little gap on her platform, but most of you know I'm Raj Yogi and a Raj Yoga teacher. She offers her services at many places. You know, she's here at the Manhattan Center, at the Peace Village, and at the Harmony House in Long Island. And she is very well versed in connecting the practical aspect and the spiritual aspect, and brings it with the little, little formulas and tricks which can be implemented. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Sister Sandhya.
Hello.
Sandhya, and very warm welcome on behalf of everyone.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Are you able to hear me clearly?
Is it possible for you to increase the volume a little bit more?
Is that better?
Yes.
It is?
Thank you.
Good. Hello and good evening. Is there the Manhattan Meditation Center online too?
I don't see them.
So
we're supposed to be. It's me, which you see, yeah. It's me, you see it with the Manhattan Meditation here.
So are we good to start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. So for those of you who came in a few minutes earlier, there was a beautiful flyer displayed. And I kind of enjoyed seeing that. And I also observed that it changed. Sometimes the lotus was closed and then it also opened. But I loved the picture because it was of a lotus, and it reminded me that many times when we are talking about loving and detached, for those of you who are from an Indian background and understand Hindi, the phrase is nyara or pyara. Sometimes it's translated as loving and detached. It can also mean loving and separate. So the lotus flower is a beautiful example of this. We say that the lotus flower has a lot of relatives. The leaves, the stem, the roots, all of that exist underneath the water. And if you see lotus, they always grow in waters that don't move, that are stale. So many times they're not clean, they're dirty. But the lotus has a very special quality. And we don't see lotus much here in the US, but in India it's quite common. When water falls on the lotus flower, they just roll away like that. Nothing stays on the lotus flower. So, although it is in stale water, it is in muddy or dirty water, never touched by it. So, in most spiritual um, paths, they give the lotus as an example of this combination of being loving and detached. But before we go there, right, I was thinking today, I was reflecting on this topic. That's you. Okay. So I was reflecting on this topic and I was thinking spirituality, which is what Brahma Kumaris is all about. Many times, for me, when I started out, it was like a dictionary. So many words we use in our language, their meanings have changed. We don't know what it originally meant, we only know what it means now. And if you take the word love, it's definitely a beautiful word. It is about a beautiful feeling, a quality within the soul. But the word is very tainted now, and its meaning has transformed completely, right? And Anita was giving the example of Valentine's Day. It's one of the days there is the most pressure on love. I don't know how many really enjoy it, but there's so much pressure. The flowers, the chocolates, the gifts. So, spirituality in some ways helps us understand what love is. And when I was young and I was looking to understand some of these things, I used to read a lot of philosophers, the Western philosophers. I am from the East, so I got a lot of the knowledge of the Eastern spirituality through my family, my grandparents. They would talk, they would tell us stories, and that's how we learned. But I was very curious about the Western philosophers, so I would read a lot of those books. And I don't know how many of you have done this, maybe some of you have. But if you just read what they say about love, it goes so many pages. And when I was young and I read the whole thing, I was like so confused at the end of it. What exactly is this now? I never knew it was so complicated, but I was pretty confused. So, anyway, today we are going to learn a little about love. And then we're going to learn about how this detachment or separation, how it goes hand in hand with love. Because it's paradoxical, right? Many times I do understand what Anita was saying. Love seems synonymous with being attached, right? You don't want to be separated from that which you love or who you love. And yet, on any spiritual path, love and detachment go hand in hand. So we'll talk about both of these aspects a little today. Most of you already have a sense of love, right? For a moment, I want you to reflect. I don't think there is anyone in the world who doesn't understand what love means or hasn't experienced love. To an extent, we all have. But I want you to reflect on people you know or people you may have heard about. Different people, rich, poor, educated, uneducated, powerful, weak, all kinds of people from all traditions. Reflect for a moment about all the souls in the world. Is there anyone in the world that you think is absolutely free from sorrow? Anyone? Do you know anyone? Thinking, probably not. Even if there is someone, it's not for all the time. Maybe they are free of sorrow for a few moments, maybe a few days, but not always. It's not there. So if you look at the world, we talk so much about love. There are so many chocolates, there are so many flowers, so many gifts available in the world. But why is it that 8+ billion human beings, not one of us is free from sorrow? And if you just look at the ones who have gathered here to write, all of us today, we are some of the very fortunate ones, right? And yet, none of us can say I'm free from hurt or pain or sorrow. I cannot say that, right? And many times when we talk about hurt or pain or sorrow, we are thinking about a relationship with someone or something that has given us pain or sorrow. But even when we think about our own selves, can any one of you say that I love myself 100% all the time? We're not talking about anyone else now, not relationship with anyone or anything, just myself. Is any one of us able to say that? That I love myself. It doesn't matter what anyone says, does, or what I have, don't have. I love myself 100% all the time. No? I'm thinking no. All right. This is the truth of the world. Don't be surprised. I ask you this question because this is the truth of the world. There is no one who says, I love myself 100%. So then what are we talking about? Talking about relationship with others is secondary. But first and foremost, let me talk about my relationship with myself, right? What went wrong there? Something happened. So we talk about love, but when in the heart there is not the quality of love, how do I know I lack the quality of love inside of me? Because my mind is not at rest. When we don't have the experience of love, the fullness of love, we're constantly looking for it on the outside. From others, from things, from situations, from the world. I don't know, but we are externally focused because we think somehow it's going to come to us from there. We're going to get it from outside. So we are restless, right? We are restless and the mind is constantly wandering. We all have this experience. Now, this is another truth too, right? Most of us, you're probably not on the camera, many of you, because there is something else also going on as you're listening. Our minds cannot focus for more than 15 to 30 seconds. We are in a state of complete restlessness, and that's because there is not this fullness of love inside of us. So we're talking so much about love. We all know we have love, right? At least those on the camera, you can say yes or no, right? We have love. There is none of us who says, "Oh, I have no love. I have nothing." We do. We have love for ourselves. We also have love for others. Then what went wrong? What happened that every one of us, we are absolutely sure we are in a state of sorrow. There is hurt, there is sorrow, and we are restless. This is the truth. It's true for all of us at one time or the other, every day. Right? What happened here? I want love, I actually got sorrow. I want to be full, I actually ended up being totally restless and empty. What went wrong here? Right? That's where it is necessary to sometimes redefine the way we understand some of the words, and that's what spirituality helps us with. At least for me, that's how I understood life because it helped me see the meaning of these words that I had totally misunderstood over time. Let's take an example, right? If you take the example of a boat, where does a boat sail? On water, right? Did you all see the news about Venice? The canals in Venice. The water is so low, it is so dried up that the boats are all stranded. There's nowhere to go with the boats. But boats travel, they sail in water, right? Am I right? Wherever you want to go, as long as there is water, the boat has a way of going. It doesn't matter how big the waves are, how turbulent the water is, the boat can still sail. When does a boat sink?
And there's a
Are you able to unmute? If you are, you can speak. No, you are not able to unmute. Sorry. I think, Monique, I heard you say something, but I didn't hear it actually.
When the water gets inside,
too much water.
Yeah. You all know the answer, and I'm not telling you anything new. That is true.
When you take
The
things from
boat,
outside,
sorry?
yeah,
when you take something from outside inside,
everyone can unmute their mic and speak like if they want to.
Yeah. So that is the truth. The boat that sails in the water sinks when that same water is inside the boat or comes or seeps into the boat. Am I right? Otherwise, it would have sailed. It doesn't matter what is happening outside, the boat would sail. But what sinks the boat is the water that gets inside the boat. I want you to think about this. Why am I talking about this? It's a very simple thing. We understand this. And I'm bringing that to your attention today because that's exactly what is happening with us. We're looking for love. We want to give love. We want to receive love. And love is a beautiful energy. Love can transform life. Am I right? I feel love is the actual energy of life. So if you have to define love, what would you say? Everyone in the world needs love. You may have anything. You may have a lot of money. You may have a great position. But if you don't have love in your life, life is tasteless. Am I right? Will you eat anything that's good for your health, but totally tasteless? You will, even when you eat greens, you add that just that little bit of seasoning, something, right? Dressing. So it adds that taste to it. Life without love is tasteless. And love is sometimes considered to be so elevated that sometimes God is called love. They say God is love, love is God. It gives life. It's an energy that gives life. And where there is love, everything seems easy, right? People give their lives for love. They give up everything they possess, their life, their riches, their royalty, everything for the sake of love. Am I right? It makes you do anything, and it seems like whatever you do, it's easy. It's not that difficult. It feels like it gives you the power to accomplish anything. That's the power of love, that energy of love. When love has that much power, from where did we end up with so much sorrow? From love. Yeah? And we talked about this. Even with our own selves, our relationships are damaged. What did I do differently? What did I do wrong here? This is the power of love. But what I'm experiencing is so totally opposite. That's because in the process of expressing and experiencing love, I have allowed the energies on the outside to seep inside of me. When I allow that to happen, suddenly, love is an energy that flows, and it's healthy as long as it flows. It's like water. When water flows, it's clean and pure. Whatever is dirty is left behind, and the water keeps flowing, it's clean. In India, when we used to go out picnicking, if there is running water, we just drink. We used to drink water directly from the streams because it's running water and it's clean. It doesn't matter how much you purify, it cannot get cleaner than that. But sometimes this energy gets blocked. And how does it get blocked? Very simple things. I give love to a person, I'm expressing love, and I don't get the response. Very simple, right? I'm walking in the morning and I say good morning. As I'm walking, I say good morning. Someone doesn't say good morning. Sometimes it's okay. We have the power to go on and continue. But if it is someone you know, but if it is someone you expect that they will respond back to your greeting and they don't, what happens suddenly? Such a beautiful morning. I was greeting everyone on the road. I came to work and I continued and I said good morning and I didn't get this response. Suddenly, that love, that happiness, that energy that was there inside of me, does it feel like it's not there anymore when I'm affected? So I allowed the energy. Maybe that person was in a bad mood, whatever their day was, but I allowed that to come inside of me. And now my energy of love is blocked. You see that? And we did this not once, not twice. We did this all the time, and we did this with everyone. So today, relationships, which are supposed to be the biggest source of love and happiness, am I right? For many of us, relationships are the source of our greatest sorrow. It is because of this dysfunctional love. So what can I do differently here? How can I do differently things? Now, many of us think, I don't know how to detach. I would say that's not true. We all know. We all have the ability. We just don't know we need to do that. Do you know how to detach and separate? No? Very simple thing. You all go to bed in the night. When you lie down, you go to sleep. What happens when you go to sleep? What is this process of sleeping? What happens?
You're detached from your body.
Yeah, you all know how to do that. And it's a very interesting thing to go to sleep, right? You cannot force yourself to go to sleep. You say, come sleep. I have to sleep now. Close your eyes. Think, come. I have to. It's not going to happen. How does it happen? You just go, lie down, relax, and let it be, whatever it is. Sometimes, I have the habit of cleaning up everything before I go to bed. And sometimes when I'm really tired and I'm not able to finish up everything, I go to bed. And the thought that comes to me is, the things that stay in the kitchen are there that are not done. And I tell myself, for now, Sandhya, it's okay. Tomorrow morning, let's take care of it. But right now, let's go to sleep. I can sleep. If I keep thinking, I want to sleep now, I want to sleep, I don't want to think about anything, it's not going to happen. But we all know how to do this. It's already there. We are programmed. We know how to do this. But we don't realize that's what we have to do. So, loving and detached in spirituality, you will see that all of these things that we practice come in pairs. Anything that's overly on one side is imbalanced. So, love without detachment can cause sorrow. But love, when you separate yourself and say, I am going to be loving, I'm not going to allow anything from the outside to seep inside of me, then I have the ability to be loving. Then all that we talked about, the power that love holds, we can experience that power. Otherwise, we may not be able to experience it. Right? For example, we ask this question of ourselves, right? Why do I not love myself 100%? Because I start thinking, I love myself. Right? Let's start. Think for yourself, each one of you. I love myself. Suddenly you will see another thought comes. Am I right? What comes? Something someone said sometime about me. Oh, you did this. Maybe what I did was not right. Maybe I wasn't loving. I wasn't good enough. Whatever, right? Those thoughts come and disturb us. At that moment, I can't love myself because I have allowed that other thought to seep in. So that's why when we practice meditation, we start this simple thing with our mind. What is stopping the flow of energy is my own thoughts, my own feelings. So I start to learn to handle that within myself. So in meditation, you will see when we are doing a little commentary and we have a thought, I want to experience myself as a loving being. First thing we do is we detach from everything around us. We detach from things that people have said about us. Doesn't matter. Leave everything aside. Detach, sit down and see. Can I experience the energy of love for my own self? That's the first experience we need. Because the relationship that needs to be healed, most of all, is not our relationship with others. The first relationship that needs to be healed is my relationship with myself, not anyone else. It's very dysfunctional that I don't love myself. And if I don't love myself, honestly, how can I love another? Because what is inside of me is the only thing I can offer to another from inside of me. Do you understand this? So if I am not full, I am hollow. I am empty inside. I cannot offer love. I think I'm offering love, but I'm expecting something in return because I am empty. And that's where the relationship changes and becomes a relationship of sorrow. We call those bondages. It's a relationship, but when the relationship becomes a source of sorrow, it's a bondage. I feel I have to stay in this, but what we give each other is sorrow. Love heals, right? But where there is attachment, there is expectation, there is sorrow. We want someone else to be like we want them to be. Or sometimes we lose ourselves and we want to be something that they would be pleased with. Either way, there is sorrow. Then that's not a relationship of love. That's a relationship of attachment. That's how you would recognize it. It will cause sorrow. At one time or the other, it will cause hurt. It cannot be constantly a relationship of love and happiness. Understand? Now, when I look at myself, how do I heal my relationship with myself? How can I stay detached and not want anything from anyone? How is that possible? When is that possible? When is it that I don't want anything from anyone? When I already have it, right? Am I right? If I don't have it, then I want it. So how do I fill myself? There are two things in here, two steps we will talk about, right? The first step, I have to look at what I already have in life. And we call that practicing gratitude. Many times, this need to get from someone else, to look outside for something else, comes because I don't know what is there in my own life. I have no idea what I have. So, first, you could do a simple exercise. Take a minute, take a couple of minutes probably. Write down all the things in life that you are thankful for. You know, sometimes we do that during Thanksgiving, right? We do that little exercise during Thanksgiving. But just do a simple exercise on a daily basis. Some children complain that, oh, I hate going to school. My teacher is like this. Make them see things differently. You have the fortune of going to a school. Can I be thankful for this fortune? Can I be thankful for this opportunity I have for learning? Sometimes I feel like complaining about my job, my manager. Oh, she is like this, he is like that. But I have the fortune of a job, a regular job, a source of income, right? So for a moment, if you want to do it now, we can take a minute. It's 7:09 till 7:10. Take a moment and think, what are all the things in life that you're thankful for? Just make a note if you want to. Sometimes we complain about our parents. But look at the fortune of having parents, having a spouse, having friends. Oh, there is a leak in my home. The water pipe is leaking. You have a home. You have a water pipe. You have water flowing into the home. So many things to be thankful about. So the first thing we need to do, because it makes us look at things differently. Simple it seems, right? But when we do this on a daily basis, it helps us see things differently. It helps us see what are all the things I have. Then you realize, oh, I'm so lucky. You're probably in the top 1% of the world in having all the things that you have available to you. This is the first step. And you can do this every morning when you wake up. I'm thankful that I woke up. Nothing happened to me through the night, right? I have another day. How many minutes are there in a day? 60 into 24, right? I have that many minutes given to me every morning. Look at that gift. Be thankful for that. It's a whole day when I can do something different. I can make a change in my life and others' life. We call that cultivating gratitude. First thing, you need this because that's what makes us. You have to start from a place where you have. If you start from a place where you're empty and you don't have anything, there's nowhere to go from there. You want from everything you interact with. So start your day with fullness. Start with everything you have. Now, the second thing to do, many people do this first thing in the morning, right? Cultivate a relationship with my own self. If you feel someone is not being respectful to you, do a simple activity. Be respectful to yourself. Don't keep bringing back to mind someone saying something that was disrespectful. Be respectful to yourself. Be loving to your own self. Do that which is good and right for you. When you look at your life and say, what are the things I want to do today? Don't do things just to please others. Do things that are good, right, and make you happy. See the good within you. Look at your own qualities. Oh, no one else recognizes me, right? Do you recognize yourself? So do the little exercise of doing this with yourself. Now, these are two simple things that will help you cross a hurdle that makes you feel you're empty, you're not being cared for, you're not being respected. Right? Now, the third thing on the spiritual path that we all practice, most of us on the path with the Brahma Kumaris, and I'm sure many other traditions also. We understand and we realize that love is an energy that is already there within me. And it is not something I can find anywhere outside. People can be loving with you, but have you seen this many times that even when someone tries to be loving to you, we have a way of pushing them away, not allowing it, not accepting it. Have you seen this with yourself or with others? It happens because if I don't love myself, I cannot allow another to love me. Even if they honestly do, I will not allow it to go within because I block it. We call these blockages. Because I feel I'm not lovable, even when someone is honestly trying to be loving, I have a tendency to block it. So we talked about bondages. This is blockages. I will not allow the energy of love to flow inside of me. So we do a little meditation, reminding ourselves that we are beings of love. It's already there within me. I don't need to get it from any source outside. I am a loving being. I'm a being of love. Simple. When you practice this, it's like your heart opens. Have you seen in Valentine's, they show these hearts open and flowers come from them and so many things come from them, right? When we open our heart, what comes from within my heart? Complaints. If they do, don't want to change it. Open the heart, let flowers come, beautiful things come about myself or about anyone else. So I realize that this energy of love already exists within me. I just have to allow it to flow. That's the only thing I have to do. I should not block it. You don't need it from anywhere. It's already there. Just don't block it. We start with a simple thought. I am a being of love. Now, beyond that, the fourth step, we're only going to do 4 today. We can do many more later, probably, but we'll do 4 today. The fourth one, we are about 25 of us here today. I'm seeing about 25 of us.
We have 17 more on YouTube and Facebook.
All right. Maybe, let's say we are 50 of us, right? Now, amongst us, we are all beings of love. And we all have love, right? But different amounts of love, all right? We're not all the same. It's different. So amongst all of us, there is one of us who has the most love. It's not a competition. We're not going to find out who that is. It doesn't matter. But there is going to be one amongst us who's the most loving. And there's going to be one amongst us who's the least. That means there are more blockages in them than the others. So there is less of that energy of love there to experience. It's a gradient. Now, if you take all the people of New York City, how many millions is that? 8, 9? Am I too low?
10.
10 million? Okay, I'm close.
Yeah, 10 to 11 million. So
10 million of us. If you take all 10 million of us, there'd still be a gradient, right? There'd be one who has the most love among the 10 million, and there'd be one who has the least. Am I right? This is the same with all the souls of the world. Even if you take all the 8 billion plus souls, there is a gradient. Now, there is one soul who has the most love, and he is always loving. He never has blockages. He doesn't know how to be any other way. That is the soul we call the source, God, Allah, whatever you want to call him. He's the source of love. Now, when we remember someone, it's like there is a flow of energy between the two, right? It happens even with human beings. When you remember someone who is very loving to you, automatically you feel this love open up inside of you. And someone who has said things and has created blockages, it blocks, it brings back all that memory. That's why people all over the world remember God. Because when you remember God, you remember that there is an unlimited source of love in this universe. And it's constantly flowing. And when I remember, I connect. And when I connect, this source of love, it's like it downloads into me. No? You all know, you're all on Zoom, so you definitely know websites. You know there are certain websites when you go, you can really download some cool tools, right? For free. And then there are websites, when you go, you download virus. whether you like it or not. Am I right? So they always tell you, be careful which website you go to. Now, when we connect to people also through our heart, through our thoughts, it's the same thing. You connect to the right source, you download the right energies. You connect to the wrong source, you download viruses. And viruses end up creating more blockages and eat away at your existing resources. We feel more empty. So God is the source. So that's the fourth step. We connect to God as the ocean of love. And we allow that energy to move into us, to heal us, to fill us. So we don't have to look anywhere else for love. If I do this enough, I will have such a source of love within that I can actually give everyone else without having them have to give me something in return. And when I am able to give without wanting anything back, we call that being loving and detached, or loving and separate, because the flow is in only one direction. However they are, wherever they are, whatever they are, I don't allow their energy to come inside of me. I only allow the energy from up above flow into me and out through me. So I become an instrument for spreading vibrations of love. And I'm separate. So whatever is happening around you, however people are, I don't get disturbed. You understand? If you are a billionaire and you go around giving $10, $100 to others, and they don't give you back anything in return, you're okay. I have a billion. I can go on. There are only 10 million people here, right? In New York, I can still do $100 each, probably. That's just a joke. But what I'm saying is, you have enough to go around. You're not looking for anything in return. So you're separate from where they are, what they are, and how they are. Even with situations in the world, things are going wrong. We see that day to day, right? Many things happen. Yes, we do feel compassion. We do feel the need to help. But if we allow what is happening there to affect me, I can no longer help them. I'm not in a position to help them. Now I need help. Am I right? So it's this ability to stay separate is what gives us the power to stay loving. Otherwise, we start being loving and we very soon end up in sorrow. And then we need real help. That's why in spirituality we are taught that being separate doesn't mean you're detached, doesn't mean you're disinterested in them. You dislike them. That's not what it means. It only means I'm not allowing that energy to flow into me, because then my energy to help is still there. That is the example of the lotus flower we saw when we started the session. Be in the midst of everything that's happening. Allow the energy of love to flow out, because that's the only thing that can heal the world. There is nothing else that can heal the world. We keep saying the world needs peace, but what is peace? They need peace because they are restless. And why they are restless? Because there is no love. The fullness is not there because there is no love. So this is the right way to be loving, to be separate, and to allow the energy to flow. Om Shanti. I'm open to, I see that the time is already 7:26. I know we kind of just scratched the surface. But if you have any questions, I'm ready to take questions. Yes, Darshana Ben.
Yes, I understand all these things and I practice too. But sometimes by the time we catch ourselves, it's kind of late. And somebody's negative attitude, and you're totally reacting to that. And because I have some scenario at work, and unfortunately, due to toxic environment, I had to leave. But still, it is stuck in my mind. And even though I do meditation and everything, it's just my other side of a mind keeps saying that it was not right. And I still sometimes feel like taking some action, but I don't.
The first action we have to take is healing ourselves. Many times we have this thought that what they have done is wrong. That is not, they should not have done this. And this is the thought that keeps lingering long after it's over. And then my mind is not at rest. What I have found, and I also work, so you can imagine, we all have these experiences. But it's very important to accept what has happened. Many times, Darshana Ben, right or wrong doesn't even matter. Right now, the only thing that's right for you is to be free from what has already happened in the past, because you cannot go back and change what's in the past. If you want to take any action, legal or otherwise, and that's right or whatever, go ahead and do it. But you have to first free yourself. Because when you come from negative emotion, it doesn't matter whether you win the case, you get it right, you get back money, or whatever it is, you're never going to be happy. It'll never give you happiness. If you are looking to be peaceful and happy, the first thing you have to do is accept it has happened. Whoever has done it at that time, whatever. That's all they knew to do at that time. And let it be. Acceptance is the first step. Then you can heal yourself. Once you have healed, you can look to see what is the right thing to do at that time. Being loving, being spiritual doesn't mean you don't take action. You take action, but you take action after you've first taken the action of healing yourself. You understand that? Because you cannot solve anything until you have solved it within yourself. So first heal yourself. Accept it has happened. They did what they knew. They didn't know any better for whatever reason. But I'm okay. I know how to move on from here. Once you do that, you will see that you will find the right resources to take the next steps in your life as to what needs to be done.
Thank you.
Sure.
Sandhya, when there was a comment, maybe you can, it's a question and comment combination. It's difficult to love oneself. Do you want to add some thoughts on it to make it a little easy?
It is difficult because we look at ourselves through the lens of what has happened or what others have said. Again, just like we talked to Darshnavan, this is the same thing, right? Now, tell me one person in the 25 of us who are here today who has never made a mistake in their life. Big or small, none, right? Now take the 8 billion. Even in the 8 billion, there isn't one who has not made a mistake. I have made mistakes. I didn't know better. It's okay. I forgive myself and I say, at that time, Sandhya, that's all you knew. But now, can I do something differently? So this is how you start to work with yourself. And Do the gratitude exercise. What are you thankful for? Look at your life. If you are so blessed now, it's because you have done a lot of good things that you're not remembering. Yes, we grow from our mistakes. So think in a different way. Put a new perspective. That's what spirituality teaches us. You need a new perspective. We have this old negative way of churning when we think about ourselves or others or things that have happened. Put a new twist on it, and you will find that you will go to a new destination. It's a new ending, a better place to be. So start small, and you will see that it works. But you have to start somewhere. Just because it's difficult, we can't not do it. The person who conquered Mount Everest, you know how they did it? Did you know? Just one step at a time. And they conquered Mount Everest. So this is not difficult. So the old ways have to change. Change one thing at a time. One thing at a time. And you will see the results. You'll like it. And then you will find it easier. You need some experience, right? That says that it'll work. Then it'll work. Monique, you wanted to say something. I saw your face, but okay. All right. You're good. Anyone else? All are good? Is there anything else in chat I missed?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're all good.
If there are no more questions, let's take a few minutes, right? To do a little reflection on ourselves. And then we can close. So take a moment. If there is anything happening around you, first and foremost, let it be. I allow my mind to settle in silence and peace. I set aside any unwanted thoughts. And I focus my attention on my heart. My heart is a place of love. And in my heart, I know I'm a loving being. Gentle and kind. What do I need for this love to emerge? I only have to know that I'm already a being of love. I don't need to draw love from anywhere outside in the world. As I sit here, I feel the pure energy of love in my heart. I am a being of love. And I hold this gentle feeling for myself. I am a being of love. I allow my fears. and my uncertainties to dissolve. And with this little experience of love, I connect above to the source of love. God, the ocean of love. As I remember, I connect to Him. And I feel His loving eyes on me. How does God look at me? He does not see my faults, my weaknesses, my past. He sees me as His child, pure and loving, an image of Himself. I allow God's eyes to hold me in this image. I am a pure divine being, full of love. And as I come into the world and interact, as I see others, I allow my eyes to be just like the loving eyes of God. I allow the love to flow. I don't see their imperfections, their defects, their past, things they have done. No. I connect to the divine being within, who's pure and loving. I allow them to be their best self, a child of God. I am a being of love, and I spread love in the world. I don't need anything from anyone. My heart is already full, and I am connected to the source. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. Sorry we went over the 7:30 mark.
Om Shanti, thank you.
Om Shanti, thank you.
Om Shanti, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandaran. Well,